Everybody, okay, to go and finish up my talk, and hopefully you guys can hear me straight. We're good from recording cases of different stuff. Hold up. Sure, my things are in front. Okay, so for the part two, they're gonna say so, especially having more time. What I was gonna for articulate was a sense I've been having fun recording cases and stuff because of the fact that one, other recording and have storage and this is a little more stable, even not being the best case in this frame. There's my burner phone, so it's Cam. With this being said, for the rest of part two, someone like Freddy Krueger is better than high margin in the sense for its hacks, capabilities, and of being visceral and ravaging people in the dream realm, especially being stack amped to new preference of near omnipotent scale. In the dream realm, he would be peaked there and would dispatch a bunch of different people. Fujin is a god of whim. His great ace skills is peak in his own place of skillfulness and will probably shred Freddy Krueger even with all his delusional shit. Sindel is peak and with Shao Kahn's great power, soul hacks, capability to eat around people and defeated half of the roster in Mortal Kombat 9. Liu Kang is champion of Mortal Kombat and best in multiple rankings of people and would override her with too much of his capability of skill. Dagon would be peak because since it was his fate stuff, but consistently would not. He recently has highball because of the fact that he evenly rocked with someone like Taven and survived a great deal and was one of the surviving people of Armageddon. So we have even contingent. I would say he would arguably beat him just from a fate thing, but in the same regard of actual full pivot pit skill, he would not win. Gears has time manipulation, maneuver around everybody. Time manipulation would not affect Shinnok and his prime Shinnok, and he would defeat him by easily dispatching him and having his magic devour Gears and sink him into the ground, and Gears have the potential of possibly getting out and could not time merge move out of it in that time. And Shinnok just has a bunch of capabilities that Gears just could not combat, and they would just be endlessly fighting. So he would just get fucked, and there's nothing he could do. Then Cassie Cage, even with her being a Mary Sue, be more up in the same regard, consistency, and rocking gets more powerful and arguably the most powerful version of Shinnok. Then we have Mortal Kombat 9, Shao Kahn. I don't know what this picture is supposed to imply. It's supposed to be Mortal Kombat 11. Then he will be lower in the stack the katana. Then if it's supposed to be Mortal Kombat 10 when it counts, then we have to even lay him with Liu Kang because he's back down. But if it's Mortal Kombat 9 being peaking, evenly rocking with a Elder Gods and Bune Raiden, that was the strongest version of Raiden, arguably. Then this motherfucker is peak. He stacks way beyond anybody else. Then you have Raiden, this is Dark Raiden, with the amulet and being bloodless and having great capabilities and stacking possibly way more peaker and being even contingent with Shao Kahn in a full-fledged fight possibly would defeat him. So there you go. And we have Onaga. Onaga was seen as one of the most peak, the most powerful godlike being in Outworld, a devastating figure in the sense of a person's pride. The king of Outworld originally had his Dragon King army. He was a terror, and not even 3 combined assaults from old timeline Raiden, Shang Tsung, and Quan Chi could stop him. Not even the self-destruct really did anything to him. And there was nobody that could stop him. It took Shao Kahn to drug poison him for him to die. There was no one except for Shujinko that could stop him. Now, if he was imbued with the power of the one being himself, he would be up here. He would be over Taven, shit. And he would be the 4th to 3rd most powerful character in this game. But be different. Sorry for the yawn. These have Century on us. Cherry, over here. Wait, hold on. I said, never mind. Let me put the camera up and have this be steady, possibly. Maybe going to put it here, even though it's kind of output. No, it's kind of good. I'm hoping because it doesn't have the best setup in frame by frame cam. Hopefully, you guys see that. Citron's right here. But to go ahead and deeper talk in this case, since I'm saying the Citron's area is being put here because of the high end of the fact that she is obviously Elder Goddess. She has great capabilities and holds an avatar state over multiple things of planet Earth. Because of the fact that she's always lost and doesn't really hold that much in regard of overall solemn scaling and really doesn't pitch that much different, you could just put her, can't scale her considered his fucking fodder because she's baseline does not put out that much different because she's even skilled with other people, holds reasonably some setup of combinations in comparison to everybody else in the fight, and doesn't just get instantly steamed from. I would considerably say she's better, and just from her other god status, she would be up there. And probably to solo everybody, she would just throw a multi-pauldron of different shit at a person, catapult them with rocks, eradicate the planet, wreck shop them, the cosmic capability. Like, she just got immeasurable senses and shit that just probably beyond your comprehension in the sense. And if Chronicle was here because of her time manipulation and high margin, she would probably be at Elder Gods. She is one. This is her in the lore base form, but if you highball that would be there. Same thing goes for Fire God Liu Kang. We're talking general case characters and consistently as well in the same regard. Then we have the top 3, the most peakish characters in this game, along with Onaga and Suchun, and again, Suchun. If I'm even saying her name, it's a little. It sounds weird when I say her name because it's been missed. I said her name. Is Suchun or Suchun? Suchun or Suchun? Suchun. Suchun. I think I'm saying the name right. Correct me if I'm wrong in the comments. Then next you have Blaze. Blaze, in the count of fate, prophesied to be an immeasurable force that will always get new spiritual power and will peak and arise through the riots and fury that will come from all the combatants of Mortal Kombat to come and face him, and his firepower will plume off rip, and he would get more emission of different power from the combatants, and it would only downweigh the more and more that would be taken out. And he would only do that because he was set up as an avatar to fume the flame, literally and by definition, the spark of Ragnarok in this instance for the Mortal Kombat verse back in Mortal Kombat Armageddon. This is taking into account that he's already just brought out, and so everybody would fight him, and there will be nobody to match him. And the only people that are fated to go and possibly match him was in a contestant fight between Taven and Dagon, and the only person to maybe even match him would be Shao Kahn, and Shao Kahn and Raiden will be the only people left at the end of Armageddon. And it's only because possibly this man, Shao Kahn, waited it out, or everybody fought so much that Blaze got weakened and he could never do something. So that's a measurable take. So Shao Kahn didn't, by definition, defeat him indirectly at that point, and it's kind of mixed. And we also even know how he escaped Onaga. Like, we could just presume he beat Onaga, and maybe he could have. You know, we don't know how hypothetically strong Onaga got, and at the same time Shao Kahn got. And, you know, everybody did get a spike in power at Armageddon. That is true. But even then, you don't know that for certain, and that's literally just winking. That's not profitable. So we're not even going to do that, okay? Going back to Taven in the argument and slash the talk with Blaze would be higher because since him defeating him and having the potential to go and beat him and being the chosen one, the Kai Cenat of Mortal Kombat, he would be one of the most strongest because of the engulfment of power and having all these hacks and great sense capabilities. And then Shujinko is the most strongest character in the Mortal Kombat verse. We're talking characters because in being with all the powers of the Mortal Kombat combatants, he would defeat Onaga and being with the power of the one being and defeat him. And he is the most powerful character, being able to learn multiple different capabilities, be adverse with different skills, peeking the sense of his own skill, the crane technique, and just has embodiment of what it means to be the chosen one all together. Next to, we have the most OP is Kratos and Spawn. It's self-explanatory. There are characters beyond a Mortal Kombat versus scaling. I'm not going to debate who's stronger. I don't have the education for that, nor do I care. Y'all can debate that in the comments.